What's up, guys? Last night at one of the locals I went to, I ended up going 4-0 with, the GOAT, Black Purple Luffy. I kind of switched up the deck since last time I did a deck list. I just made it a bit more simple. I felt like after a lot more testing that it was still kind of weak, just because there were so many different cards I had, and I felt like the first build of this was so much weaker than this one. This one just seems to be a lot more consistent on getting what it needs, 2Ks, top end, really anything. So I've been liking this list a lot more. But yeah, went 4-0, won against a first round. I went against the Nico Robin. That was a pretty interesting matchup. Just kind of, ended up going for a bunch of swings, and they didn't really get that many triggers. They only got to play one ace, so they weren't really healing life, because I just ended it too fast. Round 2, I went up against STO8 starter deck Luffy, the black one. He was a new player, super cool guy, but he's still learning the game, so it was kind of an easy victory for me. Third round, I went up against my roommate, my friend Andrew. He was playing his Perona deck. Super close game. I feel like if I really didn't see half the cards I saw, I would have definitely lost it. He played it great. It was super close between it. But definitely the hardest game. And then I went up against a Shanks, who was also fairly newer to the game, but it's Shanks. So I ended up kind of just rushing him down way too fast. He never really got to, he got to 10 Dawn, I think on his very last turn. And by that point, I had already established a Nika Luffy and so much more. So those games will be posted shortly. Just kind of got to finish up editing those and such. But for starters, we got the Purple Black Luffy leader. Dawn ×1, all of your characters gain +1 cost. And then on your turn, once per turn, when 2 or more Dawn cards on your field are returned to your Dawn deck, add up to 1 card from the active and then 1 rested. So, super fun, super silly ramp you can do with some cards. So for the starting, just low end, we obviously have 4 of the Searcher Law. Super simple card. It just searches for a Straw Hat or a Heart Pirate with a cost of 2 or more, which is basically everything in this deck almost. So if you miss this, something's wrong. You won't really be missing it too many times unless you see Gum Gum Giants, Geckos, and I don't know, Law. Or Black Marias. You never really brick with this though. You always pretty much hit it. Always want to grab a 2K or even a mid-game attacker. Super nice. So we have 4 of those. I run 2 of the blocker Robin. It's nice to put out with Moria, just because they have to swing into it unless if they don't, then I just get another blocker for next turn. So super nice. Really nice into Dofi early game too. If I can play her out with a Zoro ramp after going turn 1, I think, after going first, you can block a really heavy 7K swing when they're trying to flood their board. So that's really nice. So I like it at 2 of. I thought about it at 3, but I don't know. I haven't tested that. But what I do like at 3 is Beppo. Beppo I had 1 of, maybe 2 the whole time, always in all of my lists, until I was I need to search and I need to hit 2Ks a lot of the time. So it's really nice to have a searchable 2K that's playable with Moria. And it kind of just gets me, it gets me some pretty good efficiency, giving me +1K power on my leader. If I bring it out with Frankie, Moria, Frankie, Beppo. If I'm on 8 Dawn, I get 1 extra Dawn back up after using Frankie, and then I can still get a 7K swing in. So that's really nice. I like him at 3 a lot. I'll probably be keeping it at 3. Most you need to, though, honestly. It's just a really good searchable 2K. I'm still running 2 and 2 of the Uso Hachi. I have been thinking of just putting it to the 4 good Uso Hachi. But I don't know. This Uso Hachi, it comes up, and when it works, it's really nice, especially being able to just, if you don't have any bodies in your trash, you can play it with Moria, and it will be pretty strong, because you will have a Dawn, and you'll be able to rest a 4 cost. So, still kind of finicking around with that, but for what it is, I like it. So the 2/2 of this is pretty nice. I might even go 1/3, but then I feel like I won't see it as much. So right now, still sitting at 2/2. We'll see as it goes, but so far it's been working. I run 2 of the 2K Sanji blocker. It only really comes up as a 2K. It's searchable, so, you know, it's really nice. Sometimes when you play Nika Luffy, you can play this after because you'll be down and on. So it's a nice blocker, but I never really get to use it as that. It's more of just a 2K counter all the time. So that's why I only run it at 2. Because then I run like searchable Beppo and stuff like that. I've seen lists run it at 3. I think it's totally fine at 2. We run 4 Black Maria. It's great in the mirror, great in the purple Luffy, and just another ramp card. Super lovely card. Finally have all 4. And yeah, I think it's great. Against purple Black Luffy, if they ramp on their turn 2, your turn 2, you'll ramp 2 Dawn ahead of them. So super nice. Like if they go to 4 on their second turn, your second turn you'll be going to 6, and then you'll be at 8. So a turn 3 Moria is crazy when you can get that off. Same with like it's good in both the PB mirror and the purple Luffy if they ramp for like Zoro or some shit. So love that. So that's all my 2Ks and like low cost end. They all work super well, and I'm super happy with how much they came up and how consistent they were. Then for, you know, the basic ramp, we have 4 Zoro. It's basically a staple in this deck. You get rid of 2 Dawn, you get 1 active, and then you get 1 rested active. So super nice. It's a nice low cost character to get aggressive with too. If you can like flood the board with these, you're ramping and you have a bunch of 5K swings. So who doesn't love that? But yeah, just 4 of these. Then we have 4 of the Frankie. It's the best blocker in this deck just because it's -2 Dawn, trash a card, draw 2. Can be played with Moria, 1K counter, super nice card, very efficient, and, you know, a lot of draw power with that. Then I only run, this is more of like my mid game also. I only run 2 Sanji, pretty good card. I play more of a rushdown version than I do a board removal. So it's just nice to have 2 of these. They come up when I need them. You know, I have a lot of search, so I'll see them when I need to see them. I don't think I need to go at 3 or anything. So 2 is fine with that. To get more Sanjis out here, we have 3 Rush Sanji. This is my favorite card. You put it down, you rest something, you swing 7K, you get to use your leader ability with it by minusing 2. Super, super nice card, and it really helps with the whole rush down archetypeness of this build. I very much like that. It helps a lot in a lot of matchups, just being able to like rest a Boa blocker, rest a Weevil, rest a Jinbei, rest Rebecca, Brooke, Lucci, like just being able to swing on their board is so nice, or just like completely ignoring their blocker is really nice. Now for the top end, we will take these over here. 2 Kaido. I don't know. I like this card. It comes up enough at 2, so I'm fine with that. It works with your leader ability. If you do it on 9 Dawn, the next turn you'll have 8. So, I mean, it's nice. And it KOs a 6 cost, so get rid of their blocker if you need to, and then play a Gecko next turn so you have a blocker, which is, you know, kind of nice and free. But I don't know. I like the card. I can see myself changing it for, like, if I changed my top end in any way, it would be switch these with something. Right now, I don't know what that would be. So for now, we just got the 2 Kaido because it is good. Like, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I don't like minusing all that Dawn once I get to 9. Because I want to hit 10 for my Nika Luffy. I have thought about upping this to 3 just so I can make sure I'm seeing it. But I feel like I do see it more than enough at 2. You'll see in my games at the local that I won that it comes up way more than enough, and I closed out a lot of games with it. So super strong card. You're able to minus the 10, get 1 rested active, use its active to get another active Dawn, and then you'll be at 6 by the end of your next, by like the time you're passing back. play a blocker out after. I don't know. I love it. I like closing games out with it is so satisfying when you have like a board of geckos and stuff. 5K, 5K, 9K, boom. Then you got a 10K, 12K, like super nice. So we run just 2. I have considered buffing it to 3, but for now we're stuck at 2. 4 geckos. I know in my last video I only had 3, and I even said I really do like it at 3. But with this rushdown version, it's really, really nice to see those geckos while you're getting to 10 Dawn, because you get a blocker out, you get to draw 2 cards. It's just a lot stronger than I thought. Now at 4, it has like clogged my hand up a bit more than it did at 3. So that would be the only reason I'd cut down. But I mean, at 4, since I'm running a lot less top end than I was before, I think it's okay. So I'll probably keep it at 4. If anything, I can drop it down to 3 and maybe add like a different top end, like a Black Kaido or something I was thinking of. But yeah, so 4, super good card. It can play your Beppo, Law, Frankie. It can play another Zoro if you want to. Yeah, it can play it can play a lot of your little cards. Now for events, you know, obviously, gotta have 4 Gum Gum Giant. This card is the best counter card in the game, in my opinion. When you're at 10 Dawn, if you want to, you could -2 and then go right back to 10 the next turn. So super strong. You can cycle your hand while drawing 1. It's just a great counter. It really is just super duper strong, and you'll get it every game almost. Super, like at 4, I tried it at 3. Now, I don't mind it at 3. Like if I were to cut down for like a 1-of card, like a top end maybe, that's just like basically another brick, I could cut down on one of these because I feel like I see it enough anyway. But we're sticking with 4. We just want to keep this list super simple. Super simple in getting its cards. I dropped them. Okay, well. 3 Gum Gum Lightning. Now this card, usually you want to run top knots, right? But in my case, I'm not running top knots because I don't feel like buying them right now, first off. So that's one of the main reasons. But this card, I love this card. It comes up all the time. It's searchable with Law. It's searchable, period. Like being searchable is just so nice. You're KOing a 6 cost, so you can get rid of really any blocker. There's none that are usually 7. It procs your leader by doing -2, and if you happen to hit it off life early game, you're ramping 1. So that's why I keep it at 3, just because it can come off the life, and that's really nice when it does, especially early game. Late game, it doesn't matter, because you don't have to ramp late game. So super, super, super nice card. I like it at 3, and it helps me a lot with the Dofi matchup. And then to round it off, we have 3 Searcher events. It's just a consistent card. It keeps the deck pretty consistent, finding your Straw Hats and Heart Pirates. You can search a Beppo, search any Straw Hat, and getting it as Trigger is really nice too. Trigger, look at the top 3 and then grab like a 2K. Super nice. But yeah, I like this card at 3. I did run it at 4 and at 2, but I think I'm settled at 3 because it comes up enough, especially if I don't see a Law Searcher early game. I'll most likely see one of these. You really just want to start with the Searcher, so it's really nice to be able to have 7 searches in this deck. But yeah, so that's my list. Played phenomenal this weekend, and I couldn't be more proud of how it went. Even though it was a couple of easy matchups, I still tried my hardest, and the deck actually played well, so, you know. But yeah, guys, so this was my Purple Black Luffy 4-0 leader deck list thingamajig. Here's my winner card. I got the Sanji winner card. Super cool. My first winner card. So hopefully first of many, but we shall see. And yeah, Purple Black Luffy on top. Have a good one, guys.